Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been with me on this journey for a while and you've liked, commented, subscribed, shared any of my content, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so today. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about in today's video is notary permit running, what a notary permit runner is, and how I got started in notary permit running. So essentially, I got started in notary permit running through my dad, who's been in construction since he was young. He, in 2015-16, he met a roofer through a friend who was working for a roofing contractor. And the roofer and the roofing contractor brought my dad in on a couple projects that they were doing, showed him the ropes, and my dad started offering roofing to the services that he already provides. What my dad didn't know is that with a roofing project, it requires a permit, as do some of the other trades in construction, like windows and doors, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, structural. They all require permits. So the roofer would come by my house to get me to type up the proposals for the contracts for some of the projects that he was doing, and he would pay me 25, 30, sometimes 40 bucks for these proposals. And he did mention to me during that time about how I could earn more money filling out the permit packets. But around 2016, I was in my master's program, so I really didn't have time to devote to that, and I really didn't have the business mindset that I have now about entrepreneurship, about money. So unfortunately, I kind of let it go to the wayside. Fast forward to 2017, I graduated and I was looking for something to do. And one day my dad comes to me and he says, "Come go with me to the building department. I have to submit these documents for this permit, for this roofing project I'm doing. Come go with me." And at first I'm like, building department, why? And he says, "Just come go with me." So I got dressed, I went with him. And what I didn't know was my dad was actually setting me up, teaching me a skill. So we get to the building department and I see all of these people, right, in line and in the lobby, and they're sitting with plans and paperwork in their hands. And I know they're not selling food or Cuban coffee in the building department. So I was like, what is going on here? What are all these people doing here? A lot of these people look younger than I am. So I get back in the car with my dad a few minutes later, and I ask him, what are all those people doing there? And he said, well, they work on behalf of the contractor. The contractor can't be in two places at one time. He can't leave the job site to come down and process this paperwork. So he will hire his nephew, his son, his daughter, whoever, to come down and submit this paperwork for him. And he'll, they usually get paid anywhere from 150 to 200, sometimes 300 bucks to process, to bring this paperwork down here to get it processed. And I remember the roofer telling me something about that. So I was like, do you need a degree to know how to do this stuff? And he's like, no, you just need to learn, know how to fill out the documents and have someone show you the ropes. It's pretty easy. And so that idea got me curious, and I was kind of like, wait a minute. I just spent the last few years in school, getting a degree when I could have been earning money. I was kind of upset for a while, but I quickly got over it. And I started doing research and found out what he was saying was true. So I started, kind of searching the building department website, looking at the different forms, and kind of familiarizing myself. Fast forward to 2020. The pandemic hits, the building departments are closed, but work is still being done. Now you have to submit everything online. This was something that the building departments were trying to in, trying to get started in the years prior. But now that the pandemic hit, this was the actual like catalyst for going online. So my dad had a couple projects that he was doing around that time, and my dad's not exactly computer savvy. Give him a tape measure and he's a bad mamma jamma. But start talking about computer stuff and technical stuff, that's not his area of expertise. So he comes to me panicking and he says, hey, I need these documents uploaded to the building department. Can you help me? So I said, sure. So I scan the documents, I work my way, I learn my way around the online permitting system, which, fair warning, it does take time to master that skill. It is a skill, because if you're not exactly familiar with how they do things and the technical talk, it can be a bit confusing. So that's another video for another day. If you guys want me to walk you through that, I will gladly walk you through that. But I learned my way around the online permitting system, found out what to do, and I uploaded the documents. Fast forward a couple weeks later, my dad hands me $200 for completing that permit. For me, the prospect of earning $200 for something that took me 35 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour and a half between scanning, and learning my way around it was a no-brainer for me. And here's how it quickly added up. I was like, wait a minute, if I did that, if I do 2 or 3 of those a week, that added up to about $600. 600 times 4 weeks in a month, that's $2,400. I started seeing a business opportunity, something that I could offer to contractors and other people. So I kept doing it, kept, learning my skills, perfecting my skills, and kept doing it as a side hustle for the next couple years. Fast forward to 2023, last year, the contractor who my dad has been working with for the past few years needed a permit runner, a new permit runner. The runner that he had abruptly quit on him, and he brought me on board to help him with his building permits. And now that has become sort of a weekly thing. He's a steady client, right? So I absolutely love permit running. It gives me the freedom, the flexibility that I need to work on my other businesses. As you guys know, I'm a writer, actor, producer, speaker, author. So permit running is the perfect complement that gives me an income that I need to do other things in my other businesses. So essentially what a permit runner is he or she is a liaison between the homeowner, the building department, and the contractor. You, as the notary permit runner, are getting the documents signed by the contractor, the homeowner, getting them notarized, and getting them submitted to the building department for review so that they can issue you a permit. The term runner is because before everything went online, you were physically getting in your car, going to meet with the homeowner, the contractor, to again get these documents signed. Then you would take these documents to the building department, sit down with the clerk, get them to review the paperwork, put it in, pay the upfront fees for the permit, and they would give you a permit number. And you would wait for that permit to be approved. You go back in a couple weeks, pick that permit up, and drop it off to the building department. There's still some physical running involved in permit running now, and you have to get the documents signed by the contractor and the homeowner, of course. You have to get the notice of commencement recorded down to at the county building or the clerk of courts, wherever you are. And you have to, once these documents are approved, once the permit's approved, you have to print them down and you have to physically take them to the job site for the inspection. So there is still some running involved, but majority of the upload, download, submittal can be done online. Like I said, there is so much freedom and flexibility in this. Like you can do, once you master the skill, you can do this in 45, minutes to an hour and a half. But it gives you a great you can scale it gives you a great income, and you can have a lot of freedom and flexibility. So that's just, I wanted to share that with you guys. I know that on here on my YouTube channel, I had been talking about that in some of my videos about doing a video to explain to you what permit running is and how I got started. So if you guys are looking for a side hustle, if you guys are looking for, maybe a career change, or, something that if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for another service that you can offer, I would highly recommend permit running, because it is great. So that wraps up this video. If you guys are getting any value from this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.